So today I'm going to be telling the story of how I had that road accident that kept me on wheelchairs now and how it happened, everything that happened that day. Although I've told this story to so many people in so many ways, different versions, today I'm going to give you guys the full version. Everything that happened that day, I'm going to tell you guys. So stay tuned. So on the 27th of June 2022, that Monday morning, fateful Monday morning, it was just a normal morning. I just set out. The only difference with that morning is that I decided to go out earlier than usual. So because 7:30 to 8:30 is usually very crowded and rowdy on the road, so many cars, so many bikes, so many bicycles, students, workers. Okay, so I decided to go early. Going early brought wahala. Okay, so as I set out, I was riding my bike, and as expected, the road was free and there were no cars, only this one car in front of me at full speed, and I was riding too at full speed or normal speed. So I didn't expect anything, and this lady was riding. Then I didn't know it was a lady. All of a sudden, there was no traffic getter. She didn't slow down. She just swiped right. Boom. That she was swiping, and there's nothing I could do. What should I do? Should I swipe right too, or should I speed up, or I don't know, or should I just pull my brake? I'm just close, very near, just like opposite sides. So in short, before my brain could even interpret what happened, I was on the floor. So with the speed and the momentum and everything, I fell down. The car pushed me down with my bike at a very high, will I say speed or high momentum? I just said that before. Don't mind me. So, and then my bike actually fell on my ankle, on my left ankle. Oh my god, I couldn't even bring up my leg or anything, as in I didn't know what to do. I was just shouting help, help, help. And it actually took them like a second or a minute to even come out from the car when she stopped. I don't know whether she was contemplating, because she was with someone, I think whether her husband or something. She was taking time to come out. I don't know if she was contemplating on zooming off or coming out, and thank God, I'm so grateful that she came out, because I don't know what I would have done. The medical bills are so high, and you know, I wasn't with my helmet on, so the insurance people might say, we are not going to cover you. You know, I've heard of that happening to students in China, to foreign students actually. So she came out and she's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, because she didn't know what to do when she saw that it was a foreigner. She was like, she didn't know if she can speak Chinese, if I can speak Chinese, or if I can't. So she was saying, I'm sorry. And then the person with her, the man, I think it's not her husband, I don't know, the man was asking me, are you okay, like in Chinese. I'm like, please remove the bike first, carry the bike up first, let me release my leg. I didn't say it, but I was just pointing at the bike, and then they carried the bike up, and then the woman started making calls immediately. She called ambulances and the police and everything. I was just there. Then she was quite cooperative, really. She kept saying I'm sorry, because she knows she was at fault. after 10 or 15 minutes, we were sitting down there. She was looking at it. She was saying that, oh, it shouldn't be a big deal and stuff like that. And in my mind, I was also hoping it wasn't a big deal. So I didn't move the ankle to avoid further complications or whatever. And then the ambulance arrived. They put me on the stretcher into the ambulance, and then they were going to the hospital. Then I told them, then I called a Chinese family. They're my friends. I told them what happened when I was still on the ground. They told me that they should take me to so hospital, and the ambulance said no, they can only take me to the nearest hospital. That is the rule, that is the code. I'm like, okay, let me get to the hospital first. Then we got to the hospital, and she got a card, and you know, the card is supposed to be it's supposed to be emergency, right? But the way they were treating the whole thing, I'm like, is this emergency? She's like, yes, it's emergency. They have not opened this one, maybe because it's not life-threatening, maybe. So we are there, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I was still on the stretcher after she did so many things they asked her to do. And then around 9:30 thereabout, I went and took an X-ray. No, before I took the X-ray, I had to first of all see the doctor. The doctor immediately, we didn't even go in. The doctor just said, take an X-ray, get an X-ray. So we went to get an X-ray, and then we had to wait for the to take the X-ray till around 10:30 before we took the X-ray, and then around 11:30 the result came out. And by then, my Chinese friend came, and her mother-in-law came too. So they were all standing there. They actually went into the doctor's office and was asking, so what happened? What's the situation? And I didn't even want to go into the office because in my mind I was praying, no, this can't be surgery, because it's either a dislocation or it's surgery. And I'm like, it can't be surgery, not again. Oh my God, no, I don't want to have surgery again. Oh my God, because I've had, surgery on my knee before. Story for another day. So the doctor looked at the X-ray, just one glance. She's like, surgery. Oh my God, my heart skipped a beat. I didn't know what to do. Should I cry? Should I don't know. I was so sad. And I know once they said it's surgery, there's no other thing that could be done. It should be surgery. So the next thing, we had to do COVID test before I could be admitted to the ward. So we went for the COVID test and stuff like that, and we have to wait for 4 hours for the result to be out. So I waited, and the worst part of it all is that they didn't do anything to the wound. There was an open wound, and like it's not so open, not deep, but just like a scratch. Nobody touched it. They didn't do anything to it, and I was in great pain. Then I'm like, give me some painkillers. They said, oh, they have rules and regulation about painkillers. I'm like, boy, you can see something happened to me. They say I should just have patience, genchi here, stuff like that. That's it. I was so angry, and then they brought food for me. I called my teacher at the school. They brought food. I'm like, I don't want to eat. I'm just in pain. Do something. They didn't do anything. But then I stayed in the hospital almost all day till around 4. The COVID test was out, and then they moved me to the inpatient ward. And before I could even enter, they had so many procedures and stuff like that. And I didn't remember to tell you guys, before the doctor even attended to me, they said I must contact my school. So I contacted my school. They came, so they were there till one teacher and the other intern was there too. So after everything, I was admitted, and That was it. I was still in pain. They put me on the bed. I was in pain, and then the doctor came and started saying so many things. It's a serious issue. Showed me some of the samples of the surgery they did. Like, this is how we are going to do it, this and that. We are going to go and repair it. It's like 2 or 3 are broken. And then also I had some ligaments that had issues. So they said they are going to cut give me an incision in 2 places of my ankle. One side was for the fractures, and the other side was for the ligament. And then they wanted to be sure that I had issues on my ligaments, or if my ligaments had issues or not. So they wanted to take me for a scan. What do they call that scan? MRI. Yes, MRI. So the doctor was about to order for an MRI for me, and suddenly, I don't know, I just said telling the doctor, there's something I need to tell you guys. I have had a surgery on my knee before, and there is something there. And they're like, oh, they can't do the MRI. I'm like, oh my God, thank God I even told them. Thank God. Like, if I didn't tell them and I take the MRI, I don't know, maybe it's related to health issues, right? Like, not really health issues, but they won't be able to read the results very well. And if I didn't tell them about what happened, then they would think that nothing happened to me there. So guys, if you ever see yourself in the hospital, you should tell your doctor everything, your history. No, you won't go to the hospital, you won't have accident. Amen. So that was it. After everything, the doctor came. They haven't still given me the MRI, the painkillers, I mean, painkillers, sorry. So, I was there shouting, pain. Then the doctor came and said, oh, we are going to do a procedure. If we do this procedure, it will be so painful, but you feel better after the procedure. I'm like, oh, okay, as long as I'm going to feel okay after the procedure. Okay, they came with the instruments and tools, so they cleaned the both sides, and then they injected me on the bone in my ankle. It was so painful. Oh my God. The pain was like 6/10. So I'm like, this is so painful. And I thought, oh, this is it. It's so painful, but I can take it. That is it. I can take it. That is what I was saying. But then they brought a rod, and then they're going to hit it through the bones of my ankle. I'm like, God, no, this can't happen. And then it's like as if the doctor made a sign to the caretakers, all these IE that take care. It's not really the nurse that do this kind of thing. The IEs now had to hold me. And the doctor too, the other doctor was holding my other leg. And this doctor was holding this leg. Then after, the other doctor was also holding my left leg with a hammer and the rod. They were actually chiseling this stuff into my ankle. The pain was 10/10. Oh my God. I was fighting the IEs. I'm like, Jesus, this is so painful. They were hitting it. At a point, I couldn't take it. I'm like, doctor, stop. Give me a second. I need to rest. The doctor did like he can't hear me. He was still doing it, and he's like, oh, the other doctor, I don't know if he's assistant doctor or something, was like, oh, it's almost over. Till they put the stuff in, and it came out through the other side of my ankle. They said it was to hold the stuff in position, the bones that were fractured and other bones in position, so that I don't know, before they can wait, because they have to wait for some days. I ended up waiting for 9 days. They have to wait for some days for the swelling to go down before they can do surgery to avoid infection. But that point, there was no much swelling. I'm telling you, the swelling that I had, it was tripled in the next 3 days. It was so big. So let me continue my story. After then, I'm like, okay, it's over. Then they had to put something like screws, like something to hold it, and then look at it. I'll show you. I'm putting a picture of it where they put a weight, weight to get it down. So they put the weight on the stuff, and then it was pulling, dragging my leg, dragging my ankle, dragging my leg, dragging my knee. It was literally dragging my whole leg. Oh my God. And the pain was even more. I'm like, but you said I will feel better. They said, oh, you'll feel better very soon. You'll feel better very soon. You'll feel better very soon. That's what they were telling me. And I didn't feel better. That was it. All night, I didn't feel better. But then after that, the doctor left. The nurses then came. They put, whatever they put in my hand to give me drip. Drip, that's what we call it, right? That is what do they call it? It's drip. I remember the name. Okay, so guys, that was it. They put drip. I took like 4 bags that night. And yeah, I remember I was about to tell you guys that stuff they put on my ankle is called bowler stirrup, something like that. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what it was meant for. I had to ask my sister, because as of that time I've already called my sister. My sister is a medical doctor in Nigeria, so she told me, yeah. Oh, she was even like, oh, I thought they just use a traditional Chinese medicine. I'm like, is this not traditional Chinese medicine? She said, no, this is a Western method of doing things. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like, you guys look at it. It looks like a traditional Chinese stuff. So she called it bowler stirrup. Yeah, guys, that was it. The next day, the pain was so much. And actually, the next day, another doctor, I think an elderly doctor, actually had to come and fix it, to position that stuff well. The doctors that did that stuff, they didn't do it well, and I didn't feel okay till the doctor that came the next day. I think maybe is a consultant, or I think, or their supervisor. He came, he looked at it, and then he called one of them and changed the whole settings. And after that, I felt a bit relieved. So guys, that's all that happened. Oh, this is taking so much time. It took so much time. But guys, I'm sure you guys enjoyed that story. Thank you guys for staying
this long to listen to this long story. So, what is the moral of this story? Moral lesson of this story?
I don't know. I don't know the moral lesson of the story. But guys, thank you guys for listening, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. Have you had an accident before? A road accident? How did it happen? An ankle fracture? Was it a multiple fracture or just a fracture? How long did it take you to recover if you had this kind of situation before?